Hey YouTube, Matches860 smoking the Friday Savinelli with some HU tobacco. Let me see if I can find the... Oh, there we are. It's Nashville County. Gonna talk a little bit about it today. This came to me by way of Bjorn from Germany. Thank you, Bjorn. There's a little something coming to you, Bjorn, in the mail. I have to apologize up front. Somehow I misspelled Bjorn. I threw an E in there for some unknown reason. But I've since fixed my address book, so I got your name straight now. Anyway, Bjorn thought I would find this interesting. And original warehouse blend, Nashville County. If you go on tobacco reviews and you try to find out anything about this particular blend, at least the other day, which I did, you'll come up short, because this particular blend, even though you punch in that information, it comes up with something different. And after trying this, I was messaging back and forth with Bjorn. I said, how do I know, what's in this? And you'll see right there, Virginia in large letters, Burley in smaller letters, and then in real small letters is Perique. What a novel idea for putting a description of the various components and the proportions based on the size of the letters. Pretty cool. So this is mainly Virginia with Burley and a little Perique. And as I said to Bjorn, I detect a flavoring, very subtle flavoring, perhaps of berries. I've reviewed other blends in the past where I said there was a slight topping or casing. And I have to say, this one has even less of a topping or a flavoring. And yet on the retrohale you can tell that this must have an unbelievable room note to it. Very nice. But again, you really don't get a heavy taste of anything other than nice leaf. Show you a quick look at it, and it was and still is moister than what I'm used to. There you can see that. And where it is mostly Virginia, I can tell you that you're going to get a long smoke out of this. So this is really something to smoke when you've got time, you can appreciate it, And you won't be doing a lot of heavy puffing, because I'm sure that this can sneak up on you really fast and bite you. But it's a great smoke, and every time I smoke this, I get the idea that this would be perfect if you were going to be around some non-smokers. I don't think anybody in the world could complain about the smell of this. Again, pleasant is about the only word I can come up with. It's very nice. After smoking burley-based blends for so long, as you know, they burn up fairly quickly. I was amazed when I was still smoking this bowl after about 45 minutes, because I usually get about 20 minutes out of burley-based blend. Yeah, I gotta say, there's not a bad thing to say about this. I just wish I could find it on Tobacco Reviews, because I'd love to know what the flavoring is. My guess is that they took the burley and probably cased it or topped it with something very lightly, and the Virginia is just the Virginia. So thank you again, Bjorn. I'm going to enjoy this. Got a little bit of a break from the heat here in Connecticut. It's a Labor Day weekend, and I have a Labor Day weekend story for you. I'll either do that one tomorrow or I'll wait until Labor Day. I'm off Labor Day. And then that takes us into, hopefully, cooler weather. And some time off, well deserved. So we'll see what the next few weeks bring us. Till then, thanks an awful lot for joining me. Hope you have a great holiday weekend in the States, and a great weekend to the rest of you. Hey YouTube, Matches860. On a beautiful 74-degree Friday morning, with the Friday Savinelli, smoking some Balkan Sobrani. Thought I'd ramble this morning about the ultimate smoke. The last indoor video I did, dedicating pipes, I did that video at the very last minute. There was nobody home. It was a Thursday night, I think. Wanted to get it out of the way so that I had my Friday free to run a bunch of errands. I was all set up and was ready to shoot. Had nothing in the pipe. opened up one of my cabinets real quick and just grabbed the first thing I could. It was some McClellan's stave-aged Ribbon, Virginia. It's got the whiskey flavor in it. I had had that tin for probably a couple of years. If I really like a tobacco, it lasts me about a week in a tin. If it's so-so, it can hang around for a while like that did. Anyway, I stuffed the pipe, lit it up, and turned on the camera. It was an unbelievable smoke. I told somebody in the comments after the video was done that I just had one of the best smokes of my entire life. Got me to thinking, how does that happen? Sometimes right out of the blue. Even with a tobacco you don't particularly care for. Or maybe some haunted bookshop that I smoke all the time. Just happens to really hit the spot. The more I thought about it, made me think, that's one of the difficult parts of trying to explain to people how come you like pipe smoking. It's often very unpredictable. Unlike cigarettes, where you pretty much are in it for the nicotine and whatever else is in them. That hit you get for a fleeting moment. I thought about my first experience as a newbie back in the mid-90s when I had my first ultimate smoke. I got up on a Saturday morning. It was pouring rain. It was about 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody in the house except me and the cats. Made a pot of coffee. It's just a really cozy autumn, rainy day. I was still smoking cigarettes at the time, but I decided to light up some toasted Cavendish that I had gotten from CVS in a bag. And I sat down, was smoking it, and I just kind of lost myself. It was the greatest smoke I had had up to that point. It was then I realized the big difference between having a cigarette and smoking a pipe. And it's funny, you have one of those ultimate smokes and you wish you could have them all the time. But I think what happens is you get busy. Like when I'm on the computer, I'll light something up. And I'm kind of engrossed in what I'm doing on the computer, and I just sort of go through the motions of smoking the pipe. It's an average good smoke. Nothing to complain about. But then I might decide to take a break. Maybe come out in the yard and sit. Light up the same blend and have a totally different experience. Get lost in what's going on outside. Think about what I'm going to do the rest of the day, maybe. By the end of the smoke, it's fantastic. All kind of goes back to, I had mentioned in one video, at some point I wanted to do a video about the psychology of smoking. Because you have to be in the right mindset, I think. You have to be feeling good. Things have to be going relatively well for you. But it really is amazing, and it's hard to describe to people who have never experienced it. Getting those odd flavors from something that you smoke all the time that's usually kind of an average, decent smoke becomes fantastic. A lot of times at work, I'll go out on break. I might be in the middle of a big project, and if I can see the light at the end of the tunnel with the project, that's when I'm more likely to have an ultimate smoke. Everything's going my way. The pipe tastes really good. Terrific. I think about some of the other ultimate smokes I've had in the past. Sometimes I knew they were coming too, especially going on vacation. Planning to go to Cape Cod, and you think about where would the best place be to have a pipe, and the beach is always a great place. One particular year I couldn't wait to get on the beach and have a pipe, and when I got there the wind was blowing, sand in my face. Wasn't what I expected it to be. A couple hours later though, sitting at my cottage, just relaxing in the shade, and bang, ultimate smoke. So you really have to have all the right elements. Fun stuff. If you have any ideas of your own about creating the ultimate smoke, drop them down in the box. For me, I'm going to sit here and enjoy the rest of this morning. And attempt to have an ultimate smoke. Thanks an awful lot for joining me. Have a great weekend. Hello YouTube, it's Matches860. We're doing a little tutorial how to get your pipes to look their best when you're going out on the town. And I'm going to start with my boot shook hand right here. And as you can probably tell, this has, you know, a lacquered finish with a lucite stem, and these are probably the easiest to clean up before you're going to go out. That's why I like them. They're very low maintenance. What I have here is a piece of a floor buffing pad. If you know anybody that does janitorial work in a hospital or a school, they can get you a piece of this. It's very mildly abrasive, and I believe they were sold at one time under the name of what were they called? Buff Puffs for cleaning your skin. That's how soft they are, but they're really good at taking out fingerprints, any kind of haze that might be on the lacquer on your pipe. And we're going to have to assume that you're working with a pipe that you've done regular maintenance on. This is just a touch-up. If you need or have any questions about doing, you know, some serious cleaning, ask around. Check around on YouTube, because I'm sure you'll find a video. So really just very quick cleanup with that, and wiping it off with a cloth. You could even add a little water to the cloth just to moisten it, and you're good to go with that one. My Friday pipe here, my Savinelli Bulldog, but that's not looking too bad. Now, as you can see with this was and still is unfinished wood, and it only takes me a second to use some of this wax that has carnauba in it. And what I do is just get a little bit, put it on my finger, and this will actually start to melt from my body heat, and I'll just put it on the pipe like that, spread it around evenly, and normally I'll let this sit. It takes about 3 minutes. I didn't put as much as I usually do on it, just so that the wax will dry. But it takes about 3 minutes for it to dry. And then just take your cloth and wipe the excess off. And it looks fairly decent. It darkens up your wood a little bit, gives it somewhat of a shine. The shine won't last, but you know, it's in better shape than it was before I touched it. Got my barling here, which is in pretty good shape, but when I go out and I want it to look its best, I want to make sure that the silver's cleaned up. And for that I use the semi-chrome polish. There are other products, get out of here fly. Other products on the market, it's quite often referred to as jeweler's paste. And it doesn't take much. And normally I'd put it on the cloth and then get it onto the silver. Let that sit there for a minute. Hopefully when I wipe this off, you're going to be amazed. And here we go. This is really putting this touch on the pipe. Is probably your best way to get somebody to comment how nice your pipe looks. As you can see, that came out really nice compared to what it was. And again, I might want to just do a little buff up quick with that finish. And that pipe is good to go. The last pipe I got, my Savinelli Bing's Favorite, I'm using this just to kind of illustrate the difficulties that you have with a rusticated or sandblast bowl. These can be a challenge. If you've done your, getting a little windy, if you've done your regular maintenance on it, you still might have a situation where you've got some soil in the pockets where it's been sandblasted or rusticated. And I always have a clean toothbrush handy. Of course, I don't use it on my teeth, but just to clean this up and to get the stuff out of those grooves. You guys that have cleaned up estate pipes, these are a real challenge because you're going to spend hours with the toothbrush cleaning that crud out. But it's well worth it. And again, this one has a lucite stem, so it's fairly easy to clean up. So, that's it for this little tutorial. If you have any questions, comments, or you have your own little tips and tricks, make a video so that you share it with the world. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.